Gaga Slonina, though, for Barnsley, he has been rated by the fans player of the match in their first 2 games of the season. So that's a bright spot. But I'm a little bit nervous about this goalkeeper situation, Chuck.
And you have every right to be. You were the center back. You were like best friends with the keeper, right? He's part of your like community there.
Sometimes
it's not good news when Matt Turner is not only not the backup, he's the third string. So playing time, kiss that goodbye. He's got to move. And so you're figuring out what's the next move for him. I think he still has the talent to play in Europe, not in England. I think the Bundesliga would be a great move for him if he can make that happen. I think it's a super competitive league. Even if he could play in Liga and find a good situation, that'd be a good move. But he's got to be playing. That's one. Two, I think it's harsh on Horvath that opportunity. The ball comes back. You got to clear it out. His head's up and he tries to. It's bad form as a goalkeeper, but he's not the answer either for our keeper in the number 1 position. So then you're looking down the depth chart, and Gaga Slonina, and then you're looking at Patrick Schulte. Is he going to move after this season or not?
He has.
And then Diego Cochin at Barca too. He's in Barca B.
Let's talk about Schulte really quick though. Let's talk about Schulte. He Columbus Crew booked their ticket into the semifinals of Leagues Cup. They had to go into penalties to make that happen and beat NYCFC. But he continues to show, played for us in the Olympics as well, that he's a good, solid goalkeeper. Do you feel like he needs to move? But do you think he needs to make a move to Europe to like really get on the radar in a meaningful way? Because Matt Turner went to go do that, but Matt Turner went to go do the same thing.
Same thing with Zack Steffen. In the end, solid is not good enough.
Okay,
for us.
I get that.
In what world do we go? Oh, we got a solid keeper. That's good.
Listen, sometimes, but for me, if we're talking about a goalkeeper, yes, there's this new element in the modern game where you need a goalkeeper like Ederson, who's going to be your number 10, pulling deep line playmaker at the goalkeeper
Ederson right now. Ederson's not even playing.
No, he was not very good with his feet this past weekend against Chelsea. But I just think there's something to be said for being solid. That every game you're going to get me a 7 or 8 out of 10. So I don't want to discount. I get what you're saying. With we need somebody who's going to be lights out. And
so you're saying solid's even better than where we are now.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
But you can't go from where we are now to stellar or world class or fantastic if we are where we are right now. I get you. But what I'm saying is there's got to be a plan in place, because even Turner not playing in very, very limited amount of minutes at Arsenal had a very good World Cup in 2022. And I think that was just the right mentality, the right frame of mind going into that World Cup, saying, all right, I'm chasing that number 1 shirt at Arsenal, even if it was unrealistic or realistic, because Ramsdale eventually was displaced as the one. We need keepers competing and playing every day, but playing at their best in Europe, being tested every week. So for me, it's still getting keepers at the right clubs. I think that's more importantly what needs to happen. You can't just go to the biggest club because of the name and not get an opportunity or be third, second string. Go to a club where you're going to be challenging for the number 1 shirt. So I think from that standpoint, we have a long way to go, but we have some time, not a lot of time, but we have some time to ultimately feel a little bit better about that goalkeeping position.
Yeah, this is as good a time as any for Gaga Slonina to really kind of step up and say, even though League One, whatever you think of the level, is it comparable to MLS? Is it? I think MLS is better, but games are games, right? So those are interesting questions as to can Gaga Slonina, with this little bit of a downturn in the goalkeeper position, really start to cement his status as I can be the guy. And really, again, when you're looking at it from Pochettino's perspective, what are the decisions that he's making in certain situations? And if he continues to make good decisions and makes good saves, and those key saves, right? If we've talked about this before, if you're going to win anything of consequence, you need a hot goalkeeper who's making the timely saves. And so if Gaga can prove that he can do that, whether he's playing at Barnsley, whoever or Schulte's playing in MLS, like, can you just make the right saves in the right moments? That goes a long way. All right, other players. I want to get into stock up, actually. But other players, Anthony Robinson, I thought looked very good against Manchester United. They ended up losing Fulham 1-0 on a late goal by Joshua Zirkzee. Chris Richards started and played 83 minutes in Crystal Palace's 2-1 loss to Brentford on Sunday in the back three for Oliver Glasner.
Right center back in the back
right
three.
Yeah. Didn't look great. So Tyler Adams didn't play at all for Bournemouth, as we know he's out. Aiden Morris started and played 68 minutes in Middlesbrough's 1-0 loss to Derby. Probably not his best performance so far in their shirt, but still getting that trust from Michael Carrick in the middle of the field. I think that goes a long way. Brendan Aronson came off the bench to play 25 minutes for Leeds. Austin Trusty was playing against Reggie Cannon. Okay, so Austin Trusty's Sheffield United was playing against Reggie Cannon's QPR. Austin Trusty dressed but didn't play, and Reggie Cannon wasn't even in the 18 for QPR. I was all like fired up for that, and it didn't even happen. DFB Pokal, the German Cup, was happening. Joe Scally played. Leonard Maloney played. Jordy Pefok played. Gio Reyna did not play against like 8th division TSV.
That's not good.
It's not looking good. So Luca De La Torre did not dress for Celta Vigo. Apparently he might be on the way out. Jonathan Gomez did not dress in Real Sociedad's 2-1 loss to Vallecano. We talked about Serie A already. Caleb Wiley. Caleb Wiley started and played 90 minutes in Strasbourg's 1-1 draw with Montpellier. I was surprised that he even got the start. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome for him. But I want to go back to the goalkeeping position because I've seen people in the chat talking about Zack Steffen. And so, he comes up with a big PK save and he scores a PK in Leagues Cup, and now they're in the semifinals. But Colorado have shipped a lot of goals this year. And for me, I just want to see Zack Steffen happy and playing, because he's dealt with a lot of injuries throughout his career, especially the knee injury that he's had. So where do you stand on Zack Steffen? Because he's playing, but does that mean he's going to get back into, the pool? Do you see him getting back into the pool? Where would you put him on
fresh start? I'm going to use Haji Wright's quote. Everything's wide open at this point. If Zack Steffen and or any player that's kind of been on the outs or on the fringe under Greg Berhalter, now you're thinking maybe he's got a little juice again. Like, hey, I might still have a chance here. And then when he's seeing Matt Turner not play and Ethan Horvath have a stinker and nobody really else claiming it, I'd be out there like, okay, here we go. Let's put Zack Steffen back on the map, So he had a good performance, and if he continues to have that, then I think you have a conversation. I don't know if you have it with the player. Maybe you talk to Chris Armas, the coach of the Rapids, but maybe you do have a conversation with the player and you bring him back in and you see where he's at, right? I mean, we have 10 more windows, 11 windows. You bring him in. I don't know. I'm curious. What would you do with Zack Steffen? He's got the experience, right? He's got more caps and most of the other options.
As long as he's healthy and he's playing.
That's a big hit, right?
Yeah, but right now he is, and the Rapids are flying. I mean, they've compared to last year, it's a new team, right? And they've gotten a lot of stronger players in higher advanced positions. So for me, Steffen could definitely, but I still think he has a ways to go. He's still getting his feet back under him. But
I heard he doesn't even have a knee anymore. His knee's so bad. He needs a bionic knee at this point. So we'll see.
Stu Holden, he has half a knee replacement. You know what I'm saying? So